Welcome to Fly the Coop. I am your host, Cari Carter. With over 20 years in the real estate industry, I've seen so many incredible stories unfold and have witnessed people, places, and adventures fly the coop in one way or another. We'll explore captivating stories and inspiring journeys. Whether you're looking for motivation, fresh perspectives, or just love a good story, this podcast is here to spark your imagination and empower you on your own path. Let's jump into the coop. I am with Jean-Claude today, the famous interior designer, kitchen and bath specifically, and the owner of Maison
Kitchen and Bath.
Kitchen and Bath.
Yes.
I'm so excited to introduce your beautiful home this week.
Well, thank you.
We're in Edina.
Yeah.
On Gleason.
Yes.
In the tippy tops of the trees.
Yeah.
Overlooking the woods.
Yeah. A lot of people call it the tree house.
They do. It's known as the tree house.
Yeah.
And I actually saw this home before you purchased it, and visit with us a little bit about what you walked into.
So we were living like on the other side of Edina next to the French immersion school, because obviously our kid went to French immersion. And we were ready to put a second floor in the house because we felt it was a small rambler in Edina. And I'm like, this is not quite big enough for family. They're getting bigger, the kid. And I'm like, let's put a second floor on that house. But I'm like, but I don't like that house. So we can put a second floor. I won't like it much more. And my wife called me the day after. She's like, I found your dream home. I went on MLS and I found your dream home. So we scheduled a visit with the realtor who was on the website. And we came to the house and the realtor first said, this is a weird house.
Yeah.
and I'm like, I told my wife in French, I like it weird.
It's an exquisite home.
It's different. It's not your cookie cutting house that everybody's got. And
it needed your vision. It needed your vision. It was time for a renovation.
Yeah. And as soon as I walked in and I came to the third floor and I saw like the 50 feet wide windows with the pool, with the wood, I kind of knew what I want to do. And I told my wife in French, we're going to make an offer on that house. But it was in really, really bad shape.
Yes, it was.
It was a bachelor guy. There was fly in the fridge.
Yeah.
My son was 10-year-old. He's like, this is a dirty house, Mom. And so when you have a 10-year-old said it's dirty,
you know it is.
It is dirty.
Yeah.
So we just make an offer and we got rid of the other one and we start to remodel. And it was just needed a bit of love. It was a house that was, let go forever.
It is a well curated, that's the word I've been using. It's a piece of art, yet comfortable. Very comfortable, entertains beautifully.
Yeah.
And every single finish exquisite. So what was your inspiration on a lot of these selections?
So, I do kitchen, so I kind of know what's up and coming. I go to the show in Milan.
Yes.
So you go there.
Yes.
It's
yum.
It's a humongous show. It's like, just to give you an idea, like 10 times the McCormick in Chicago, the convention center.
I've heard. I've never been.
So you go there and you got all the manufacturer in the world. You got people flying from Saudi Arabia, from Dubai, like to go, find furniture for their house.
And the selection availability is like none other. You don't see a lot of these selections even in the United States.
No, and you see there what you're going to see in the U.S. 2 years later.
In Minnesota 15, we said.
And when I said the U.S., I mean, East Coast and West Coast. And at some point it gets to the middle or it doesn't make it to the middle.
Right.
So I kind of know what's coming. I see all the trends. They spend a lot of money on their booth. And, it's all like Italian designer in Germany. And the other inspiration I have is we're traveling a lot. So I'm always on the lookout. I see a building, I take a picture. I like the corner of that building because I used to do commercial architecture. So I was doing a high-rise building for 20 years before, like everywhere in the world for an Italian company.
Right.
So I'm really interested by commercial architecture. And a lot of time in residential, people think residential.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes commercial, like I have, in residential, people put limits on what they can do. In commercial, there's no limit.
Right. You're absolutely right.
When you work on a museum in Montreal or in New York, and you see some of the detail, you don't see that in home.
Absolutely.
So that's
It's
what,
so true.
when I do my things, this is the way my vision are. I kind of, I have no limit.
Well, when I walked through this home with Jean-Claude and his wife Carol, I will say that I have not witnessed a lot of these finishes in a very long time. The appliance package alone is spectacular.
Yeah, yeah.
Share with them what you decided to do.
Well, I'm a big fan of German product. My cabinetry is from Germany. So we went with Gaggenau.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know the guy in Chicago, the rep, and we know the product really well. We went on training. We see it in Europe everywhere. You're a better cook when you have better appliances.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I love the chefing as well. And the cabinetry is stunning.
Yeah, it's white high gloss acrylic. So the vision I have when I did that, because we changed the layout completely, the kitchen was on that wall, and the kitchen was separate from the rest of the house. So when you're in the kitchen, you are not with people in the living room.
It's all connected.
You don't know what's going on in the pool.
No.
So we open up everything, and I kind of create that white block in the middle. And the reason I want to have eye gloss is you see the reflection of the tree everywhere.
Yes.
So when you sit on the back family room, it's like you're sitting almost in the forest. You see like the sun hit the tree and it's reflecting on the cabinetry.
Beautiful.
So that was kind of the idea, the vision behind the high gloss and the block in the middle.
And you really pulled that through with every space in the entire home. Now, what I really thought was fabulous, we'll be showing them your she shed. How convenient was that during COVID?
Yeah, well, I bring up the idea to my wife before COVID, just before COVID. I said, we should do a shed. I said, it will kind of add a space to the home. We have 3-bedroom. Sometimes people try to find 3-bedroom, but they want an office or they want a gym and we don't have that here right now. So now with that space, you can do whatever you want. You can have a yoga studio. You can have a
art
painting studio. You can have your office there because people work remotely now.
And she did work in there.
And she was not happy about the construction. But when COVID hit and they shut down the office for almost a year, that's where she worked every day.
I know.
Because we have electricity, we have heating, and it's a nice little. She's like, she would call me. She's like, I got a deer in front of me right now.
Yeah.
And she would have like animal, because we have like a 7-foot window in front of her desk.
Yeah, it's stunning. Well, when you look at the layers of the space, in architecturally, it's got a compartment, if you will. It's got layers to the home. I love what you did with the family room downstairs. It's highly versatile. You've got the movie theater set up.
Yeah.
And during COVID, you needed a gym. So you've got that element in place, and you managed to get a nice little sink and a refrigerator, and the storage is amazing.
Yeah.
Highly efficient use of space.
The thing I didn't mention is I start with something great. The house didn't look good when we saw it,
right?
But the layout and everything is
bones were fabulous.
Yeah, everything was well thought. This is the house that was designed by James Tagover.
Yes, well-known architect.
Yeah, he was the head of Department of Architecture for years in the U of M.
Yep.
And you can tell. I mean, sometime when we move here, I'm like, why did he have a cantilever there on the back?
Right.
And I'm like, that must be complicated to build. They have to have a steel beam to cantilever that big space. Well, when you live in the house, you know why he's got that. It's pretty handy. Yeah, the way the sun hit, and you get privacy because we have Gleason here. He didn't put much window in the front, and that's why he did that, because nobody knows what's going on in the house. You have privacy. Smart. You feel like you're in the wood.
Well, and
so everything. We start with a great house, and we just put it to the taste of 2023, pretty much.
Brilliant.
And the lifestyle of people, and we're like big cook people. We like to cook, and we kind of make
entertain.
Yeah, we like. Yeah. We got some soccer party here with the soccer team, and we have no problem fitting the whole team in that living room.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Jean-Claude, everybody, brilliant.
Thank you.
You've done an absolutely beautiful job, and we're so honored to work with you in the sale of this home. Where are you heading? What's the inspiration to move after all of this work?
I just want another project. There's nothing else to design. There's nothing else to do here. So I want another project where I can put my everything I have in my head on a project, and also like downsize a little bit, or what's the word you were using?
Right size.
Right size, because the kids are gone or almost gone.
Do a lot of that. Lots of right sizing right now.
Yeah, so that's the idea, but it's mostly like I want a project.
Yeah,
I want to create something else.
You're an artist. You should have a project.
Thank you,
Jean-Claude. Thank you so much. Absolutely spectacular home. We are so honored to work with you in the sale of it.
Well, thank you, Diane.
Brilliant. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Fly the Coop. Be sure you subscribe to the show and leave us a review. I sure would appreciate it. We'll see you next time in the coop.